All right, shalom, shalom. I'm coming to you with a very powerful message. But first and foremost, I like to say that I am sorry. I am sorry, and that I am sorry. And I apologize for the whole world not identifying the Creator for who He was, who He is, and who He is going to be. People get lost in the understanding of the word love. There was a singer who sung a song and she said, "What do love have to do with it?" As a prophetess in the wilderness and taught from the wilderness level by the Holy Spirit, which I call the Ruach HaKodesh of a spiritual creator, He has been my teacher all my life. And I've learned in the wilderness that love has nothing to do with it. Love is a very powerful word at the same time. Love hurt, love kill, love steal, love beat, love treat, love does everything that is wrong, but yet it is called a word that seems so right. The Father explained to me that He is not detached to love, and love is not detached to Him. Being so, it is a word in which man has created. And if you turn it backwards, you can see it says Evo. So the Father taught me from the wilderness that love is not detached to Him in any form, shape, or fashion. He said, love is a word of the flesh. He said, Deborah, can you detach something that is detached to the flesh, to I, which is a spirit? And who defined my love? Who defined? Who can say what my love is when I'm from as far as the left is to the right? I am infinity, Deborah. How can they measure the word love by me? So the Father taught me that there's no word that define Him. And I like to apologize. And I like to say to you all, I'm sorry. Because man has taught a very powerful word that 99 point billion stuck with to define everything in life with the word love. And it had no detachment to the Creator, which is spirit. He began to tell me that what is it when you look up? Do thou see it? What is it when you look down? What do thou see it? When you look to your left and when you look to your right, do you know north, south, east, and west? Everything you have seen is what I have given and what I have gave. I am a creator that is give and gave. Love has nothing to do with me. It is detached to the flesh of man, the flesh of man's wisdom, the flesh of man's knowledge, the flesh of man's understanding. It is detached to man's emotions. It is detached to man's feelings. And it is detached to his personal opinion. But as you look and you see all that I see, all that I have seen is my creation. is what I have given and gave. All, but yet they know not me. See, this is the reason why marriages is the way that it is. This is the reason why families are the way that it is. This is the reason why friends are the way that it is. Communities. It had to get to the point that it was all the time. Because the Creator, which is Spirit, had nothing to do with your man made love. He has love not detached to him, with him, in him, around him. He said his power denied 24/24. And I know that throughout my life. I've seen his power. And because I've seen his power, I also learned in the wilderness that his power is not embraced or accepted. Why? Because the power of the unseen creator is what you see every day. That power created it. The intelligence and the mindset the man has is the power of the unseen creator who have given and gave man the ability to even clone without his breath. These things is of the creator. It had nothing to do with love. It had to do with what he is. He is a creator of give and gave. Everything you see on the earth. Say, for instance, if you get in your car, you might think the factory that built that car, the owner that paid to own that type of warehouse or factory to build cars. You're looking at man too tight, and that's not right. Everything you see is what God has given and gave us. The ability to even be mothers, the ability to even be a father is what he gave you from your inside out and your outside in. It's what he developed in you and created in you through his power was all things given. So I'm learning that because we never knew his give and gave, that shows you we never knew his power. Because his power rests in his give and gave, and his give and gave rest in his power. So I have heard in time past denying the power therein. Yes, we did. And I'm sorry that what you have and what you have had was those who have given you their wisdom, their knowledge, and their understanding, their interpretation, their personal opinion of who the unseen creator is, who he was, and who he shall be. But I come to ask you, try looking up, then look down. Look to your left, then look to your right. Then understand there's a north, there's a south, there's an east, and there's a west. Something is blowing on me. What is that? I cannot see. It is the power that give and gave man all things. And we have denied that he is a given creator. He is a gave creator. He is the power that give and gave us from the beginning to the end. Even when he said he created the night, not the night, but the day, and he separated the day, the night from the day, he gave it unto us to live by it. He gave us the sun and the moon and the stars. He gave us everything that we have. He has given it unto us, and he has gave. But yet we see not him as give and gave, but a word love that does not define, does not justify, does not clarify, nor do it identify really who this unseen but yet believe creator that exists. You'll know him by what you see, what you've seen. The breath of life was not because he loved you, it's because he said he gave you the breath of life. His image was not because he loved you, was because he said, let us give man. What did he do? Love man. Let us give man our image and our likeness. So your spirit is an image like unto a spiritual creator that was given to you when you were given the breath of life. I know. You thought it was the love that mom and dad had for each other that brought you forth. Life and death is given by the creator himself. Who can be more powerful than that? Who can give life? Who can take life away? And we not know that he is the giver and the taker. Not just of life and death, but of all things. How could we have missed that, y'all? And I'm sorry. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but I just thank him for something that shall remain in him. And that is the word. See, people, the word is not a Bible. The word is the creator. It rests in him. That's why heaven and earth shall pass away, but the word, this here won't stand. But these are the words. He is the word. So it ain't no unto, it is finished. It is over. That's why I, as a prophetess in the wilderness, can say unto you, I'm sorry. And I am. In my spirit, I am so sorry that more than 6,000 years, the whole creation on the earth has been deceived, lied to. He said, in the end days, that which is in the dark shall come to the light. He said, knowledge shall be increased. You mean to tell me knowledge is coming from where? For I shall give it unto thee in the last days. How shall that which is in the dark, Father, come from that which is in the light? Because I shall shine light. I shall give and gave you light in the midst of the darkness. You guys, love had nothing to do with it. Why is there a man and a woman are not equally yoked in this day and time and in time past? Because they never know equally yoked is two that is yoked together in give and gave. They have first and foremost given themselves and gave themselves to the Most High Creator, first and foremost. And because they have put the Most High Creator first, then he brings them into a unity equal, because they are equal now in him, in his wisdom, in his knowledge, in his understanding. Not in her wisdom, her knowledge, and her understanding. Not in his wisdom, and his knowledge, and his understanding, but in the understanding of the Creator. Who he is, who he was, and who he shall be. And now he brings them into one unity. He bring them into one unity in him, that they may walk into this unity, yoked into the understanding that the Creator, who's given me a wife, who's given me a husband, to be yoked in one in him, understanding love has nothing to do with it. It's what he give and gave, he and her, in one unity. He give them equally yoked. We missed it. And because men and women, even mothers with their children, fathers with their children, you never learned how to give and gave. You learned to fake it until you make it with the word love. And love never, ever, ever had anything to do with it. It was what Yah give and gave that he wanted you to bring into one unity, putting him first and foremost into one, so he can teach you, wife, this is what you give and gave. Husband, this is what you give and gave. Once you all learn that he is give and gave, then you are equally yoked in the understanding that a spiritual unseen God is first and foremost. He is the one that's going to give and gave. He, what he needs. Her, what she needs to become one in him. Love has nothing to do with it. I've learned my whole life I have been a give and gave. If I ever pass away and my mother could say the words she would say, she was a giver. I have always been a give and gave. I never looked to take. I never had greed. I have never had that desire to want more than what the Father was willing to give me, because I knew he was give and gave, and love had nothing to do with it. He didn't say, I loved y'all and I gave you all this. He just gave it, because the word love was not a definition, a word that needs to be defined in him. Because if we had to grip what we call love and master it to him, guess what? The world would not be in the condition that it is. But because we built as flesh, the Roman Catholics built the word love. So you will never understand who the Most High God, with all power, the beginning and the end, really is. He is give and gave. He has given you life. He has given you death. He has given you his breath with his image. He has molded you with clay in your flesh. He is a give and gave. And everything he did, love had nothing to do with it. This book is words you never understood. He is the word. If he thought that this book can give you what he wanted you to know about him and his give and gave and everything else, he would have not come himself to make sure that he lives in us to teach us all things. So now he lives in us, and he lead us from that end. And I, Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, can say to you that I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the gate that leads to life, to what is righteous, the way that the spirit of he that is created all things, he made the gate narrow, because he knew the world would believe the lie than they would believe the truth. Shalom and shalom.